so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave
the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And good evening, race fans. Want to thank everybody for coming on out to the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight. We are watching Racing for a Cause, race number 2 on the East Coast. This is going to be a good one on the one of the shortest tracks in the whole service, just 0.3 of a mile. You've got me, Chris, and Rick up in the booth. Tonight's sponsor, Troy Radford, unfortunately doesn't look like he's going to be out there tonight. But Rick, how are you doing, bud?
Hey, man, I'm doing fabulous. I'm ready. I mean, we've been talking about this race all day today at work, man. I'm excited to be here with you and the Racing for a Cause boys here at, is it Lanier or Lanier?
Lanier, yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, oh, yeah, pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with it. Again, tonight's race sponsor, Troy Radford, unfortunately doesn't look like he is going to be able to join us, but please do check out www.kidney.org. You know, Troy's been racing that kidney on his car for about as long as I can remember. And, man, too bad he wasn't here to talk about it. Of course, it's all about being aware of the need for donated kidneys, of which my father was a recipient. I know Troy was a donor. Cool stuff right there. And wherever Troy is tonight, hope he's having a good night.
Well, we know where he is, man. He's got work.
Yeah,
I can guarantee it, because, you know, he wouldn't miss. Number one, Troy is not one to miss a race just to miss a race, okay? He's usually stuck at work. So you know he's watching. He probably can't talk because he's probably writing up a deal or something. But Troy, listen, we appreciate everything you do for Racing for a Cause. You took over with Andy, with Chris and I stepping down. And I'm glad that we are able to get your sponsor out there, kidney.org. Make sure you check it out. It is a great foundation. And, you know, unfortunately, it's something that Troy's had to deal with and stuff like that. And Chris, like you said, your dad. So pretty exciting.
Yep, good stuff. And again, thanks, Troy, to you for sponsoring tonight's race. We do appreciate it here with the Turn 3 Racing Network, as well as I know the guys here at Racing for a Cause. Tonight, like we said, it's going to be at Lanier, and it is the Lanier National Speedway, 0.3 of a mile track here, and we are getting set to go. About 3 minutes left of practice, but want to go ahead and take a look at the point standings just for the East Coast side, because last week we saw Ryan Nolan really just absolutely dominate the first race on the east side of this one. Brian Hacker came in second, and that shows up in points. He finished 1 lap ahead of AJ Hamill. Dylan Blankenship in fourth, Rex Hoyle, James McIntyre, Andrew Hill, Matt Spinks, AJ Rogers, and Matt Vade. They are all in the top 10 so far here on the East Coast. Over on the other side, you've got Andy Lambert, Zach Coldbeer-Coyer, Justin Rigsby, Jeff Stiles, James Somke, Mark Frabbert, Mike Holtzclaw, Roger Holtzclaw, and Enrique Torres sliding into 19th spot. There were 19 drivers last week. This week, looking like we're going to see about 23 making the field here, Rick. It's this short track racing, man. These guys love it, and they don't want to miss out on it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, the car counts have just amazed us, Chris. I mean, when you and I and Andy started Racing for a Cause, our first race, 9 people on track, and that pretty much held pretty tight there for the whole first season. And now it's just amazing. 23 cars out here. That is going to be very, very interesting, and it makes us very proud.
Indeed. And good evening, Linda, and everybody else who's watching. We really do appreciate you taking some time out on a Wednesday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. About a minute 50 before we go over to qualifying. But remember, qualifying here on a Wednesday night, it's heat races, Rick, and I love that setup.
Oh man, I love the heat races. That's one thing. I mean, he's going to be switching it up for 2020, but a little bit. But I love this heat racing, man.
Yeah, I dig it the most, man. It really does feel like short track racing, and darn it, I that's the part I don't want them to change. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We can probably make that call. You know what I'm saying? As the executive board, still.
Oh yes, yeah. No, I wouldn't ever step on his toes. No way, no how.
I would, because I have a racing simulator taking up room in my garage once again. And it's snowing, Andy. It's snowing, Andy.
Is it not snowing right now?
Well, no, but there's snow on the ground.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're laying down there.
You see what I'm laying down?
I do. Couple of names we haven't seen in a little while out there here tonight. Travis Wright in his number 10. Colin Allman in the server. Haven't seen him touch foot on track yet, though. But remember, Colin Allman, he is spectacular at short track racing. So it'll be interesting to see what he's able to do tonight if he does decide to race. Good to see Al Smith back after being on vacation last week in the 96. Looking to have himself a good run. So far, 7th quickest out there in practice. And we already touched base on Ryan Nolan, last week's winner. So far, it has been Nolan's practice as far as speed goes, but not by very much. My goodness, him and AJ Rogers very, very close here in practice. Ryan Nolan with a 13.263. AJ Rogers with a 13.299. And very, very interesting here. Brian Hacker, who's second in points right now, going for that overall championship, though. Hacker was 6th fastest, and I completely missed where AJ Hamel was, but I can tell you where they're both going to be, and that is right here in heat number 1. As
right, heat number 1. Yeah, Racing for a Cause, brought to you by the CNR Soap Company. Practicing.
Yeah, we'll try that out. So on the pole tonight, going to be Brian Hacker in heat 1. Zach Coyer, Andrew Hill, Justin Rigsby, Mike Holtzclaw, Matthew Spinks in his 35. Chad Meadows and AJ Hamill picking up shotgun for heat number 1. As we get ready
Meadows,
to roll.
That's a name. Yeah, that's a name we haven't seen in quite a while either.
Yeah. It kind of made me stop there for a second.
Old driver, the number 3.
Drivers are looking to go. Pace car just fired it up and got ready. He was waiting. He's only got so much gas to make it through the night. He's got some heat races to do. This is iRacing's. Oh, it's iRacing's way of conserving fuel, Rick. It's actually pretty cool.
It is. No, I was gonna say, maybe it's my new glasses. My lenses aren't all scratched or something, but iRacing looks very clear tonight.
It's looking good as always, and it is the new glasses.
Okay,
we're gonna go with that. No updates as far as I know.
We had that one small one there on Monday, but I don't think that really did anything with graphics. I don't know. Maybe it's all the caffeine I had today.
Oh, speaking of, no more coffee.
Yeah, you doing good?
No.
You ready to,
no, not doing good at all.
But let me tell you, one person who is doing good, Brian Hacker, Chris, takes the green flag, gets a really good start. Got the 77 and the 15 battling it out right now for second. Andrew Hill and Zach Coyer.
Yeah, and Hill on the inside, taking that one away. And here comes the 22 of Mike Holtzclaw. He's looking to try and take away a spot from Cold Beer Coyer. Coyer bounces off the wall and into Holtzclaw, bounces back out. The 35 now underneath. Brad Spinks trying to get it done on the inside, and it looks like he does. Here comes the 99. That's Justin Rigsby. Going to try and take over 5th spot away from Cold Beer Coyer, and he does. So already that outside definitely showing it is not the place to be. Oh, the 3 gets a little sideways, and AJ Hamill gets into him while making the pass.
Number 1, copy makes you a better announcer. Number 2, the 35 is driven by Matthew Spinks, who Brad Spinks will be in chat, I am sure.
What did I say?
You said Brad Spinks.
Oh, hi, Brad.
That's okay. He's out there. We know he is. Linda and Brad doesn't miss him. Either one of them miss a Wednesday night, man.
15, Cold Beer Coyer getting back to the inside. Coyer looking to try and make a move against Rigsby, who just passed him a couple of laps ago. Cold Beer with that inside line, getting a little free out there. So we've seen it a couple times already. You get down a little too low, you come off on a little too much throttle, and man, that rear end wanting to come out. So far, so good with these drivers handling it. Up front, just taking a look. It's still the 11. That's Brian Hacker, Andrew Hill trying to catch him. Mike Holtzclaw, Matthew Spinks rounding out the top 4. Zach Coyer right now has the edge on the 99 of Rigsby. And Coyer just kind of holding on down at the bottom. Rigsby trying to fight back on the outside. That's a very tough task.
It is. And Rigsby's doing a fabulous job, Chris. I mean, now he's going to back off just a little bit, let Cold Beer Coyer go. But he's not 100% done with him yet. Still trying to make that outside work. Now Coyer has him cleared, and Rigsby falls in behind. Glued right to that back bumper. Then we got the 18 of AJ Hamill doing his thing out there right behind Rigsby. Chad Meadows rounding up the field in that beautiful AC Delco Dale Jr. car. I love it.
4 laps to go for the 11 machine of Brian Hacker. And Hacker would love to win this heat. That'll give him a really good starting spot, Rick. And, you know, that's exactly what he would love to have here. The short track, good starting position, not having to worry about a lot of cars. Oh, that would make his night.
Absolutely right, Chris. Now 3 laps left to go. I want to go through a couple things. Brian Hacker's driving for the Beagle Freedom Project. Andrew Hill's driving for Club New England. I know he has some other stuff that he deals with there. The 22, he's got the onpitroad.com machine out there. Matthew Spinks with the Attitude Graphics out there.
Oh, baby, Rigsby gets really loose. Able to hold on. AJ Hamill goes around. And that's all happening here on the final lap as Hacker comes by the start-finish line for the final time here for heat race number 1. Hacker, Hill, and Holtzclaw, your top 3 in heat race number 1.
Now we're gearing up for heat race number 2, Chris. And in this heat, we got the 44 of Mark Pravert, the 72 of Andy Lambert, the 87, last week's winner, Ryan Nolan. Got the 96 of Al Smith Jr. going to be starting in 4th. Colin Allman, he's out there on track in that 67, going to be starting 5th. Next to him is going to be the number 20 of Justin McDuff, and 6, Rex Hoyle in the 54, 7th. Rounding up the field, Chris, Jeffrey Stiles in the number 85 in 8th place.
All right, there's the field for heat race number 2, getting ready to roll. That pace car fires it up, throws it in drive, and gets it going. Little known fact, Rick, the pace car in iRacing is an automatic.
Yeah, well, it's a Mustang.
I don't know what that has to do with anything, but okay.
Me neither. I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew, though, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If I'm going to do a coffee again, it's going to have to be like a really small one. I'm just going to say that.
All right. One extra large French vanilla with extra cream and sugar coming tomorrow.
Not agreeing with my system at all. The heart is feeling it.
That's good. It helps you pump.
No, bro. No.
You got to work through all them cheeseburgers you've been eating, bro. It's helping. Trust me.
No. I didn't have a cheeseburger today.
No, you didn't.
I had a mac and cheeseburger. There's a difference.
There's a difference.
As we're under the green. And from the outside, look at this.
Oh, I don't even want to say it because it's going to mess him up. By Andy Lambert doing a good job. And if he wins this heat race, he gets himself in a Butto racing simulator, courtesy of Rick's Garage.
Rick, if he comes in the top 23 in tonight's race, I hear he's going to win that same Butto.
I think you're right.
Well, he led a lap. That's got to be close enough.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. You want to give me 15 minutes, I can have it in his driveway.
Bro, it's heavy enough. It's going to take you more than 15 minutes. Let's be honest.
We got to take it apart, man. 2 pieces.
Oh, that's
easy
right.
peasy.
Yeah.
And if he's lucky, I might even clean out the rest of the garage once I have some room, and I might even throw in an Abutto cup holder to go with that machine. You know what I'm saying?
The 72 looking good out there. Andy Lambert. Mark Farver in second. Ryan Nolan in third. Oh, gets to the back bumper of the 44. Has to let off. That allows the 20 of McDuff to try and get side by side. Not going to happen, though, from the outside. Smith getting a challenge from Colin Allman. Allman to the inside. Saw Jeffrey Stiles in the 85 kind of bounce off the wall a little bit, but able to continue on. Oh, he bounces off again. Rex Hoyle right behind him, watching it happen. So once again, here in heat number 2, the fresh air seems to be winning out as Lambert starting to pull away, but here comes the 87 of Ryan Nolan. Nolan down to the inside. The 44 off the wall almost gets into McDuff. McDuff saw it happening. And Colin Allman making it almost 3 wide here at Lanier. Wide. My goodness, the 67 on fire as he's to the inside of McDuff now. Allman trying to make his presence felt. He hasn't been out here for a little while, Rick. And now that tonight, 67 comes to race.
Yeah, and he even got an EOL there at the start here. So he's been working his way through, just doing an amazing job sitting there in third.
Mark Fravert in the 44, letting it all hang out, and he is going backwards, having difficulty putting the power down on track as the rear end of that car is sliding out from underneath him. Errol Smith Jr. has worked his way into the top 5, running in 5th. Top 3 haven't changed. Andy Lambert, Ryan Nolan, and Colin Allman. Allman with a heck of a move to get the 3rd spot. I was just looking at the driver list again, man. It's huge. Congratulations,
huge.
RFC. Here on the final lap of heat number 2, Andy Lambert going through turns 3 and 4 on the front stretch. And across that start-finish line, it is all done. Andy Lambert winning heat number 2, and the crowd goes wild. I mean, it went pretty wild.
It did, for a second.
Yep, for a second.
I learned how to make it stop now. You didn't teach me that earlier with the mixer board. Or it's just like a 20-minute long clapping session, you know?
We could have just let it go for Andy. Hey, heat race number 3. Here we go. Doug Wasaki going to be the man on the pole here for heat number 3. We've got Gary Etchen in the 40 to his outside. Matt Vade on the inside, row number 2. Travis Wright going to start his number 10 and 4th. Dylan Blankenship 5th. AJ Rogers in 6th. And James McIntyre Jr. going to start in 7th place.
As these guys are pacing, Chris, I want to ask again, who's in position number 3?
Matty V.
Matty V. There we go. I feel stupid because we ask him every week. We're like, oh, it's body, right? And he's like, no, it's Wade. Or it's Wade, no, it's body. Okay, Matty V in the 8. Doesn't rhyme, but we're going to go with it. No.
It'd be cool if it ended with a 3.
That's right. Matty V in the 83. We need him in the 83.
83, 63, 43, 23, anything but an 8.
He's probably going to kill us at the end of this. That's okay.
Green flag waving through the air, and here we go. The 40. Good start on that one. Gary Etchen trying to hold on. Doug Wasaki coming back on the inside. Wasaki with a little touch to the 40. And that is just what he needed to launch himself out to the front. The 40 down to the inside now. And the 45 gets outside. Really tight. Yeah, he is way tight, and he lost all kinds of track position all the way to the end. It goes Doug Wasaki.
I know technically you could have probably powered through that, Chris, and done what most drivers would have done, but the amount of respect that Mr. Wasaki has for his fellow drivers out on the track. He just kind of hung it out there, said, okay, guys, go ahead. I made a mistake, and I'm going to own up to it.
Yeah, Doug's never going to do anything to cause an accident. If he does, it's a mistake. You can guarantee it.
I mean, I know a few drivers, maybe not in this league, but they would have just tried to power through that and probably taken out half the field.
So we got Etchen Vaden Rogers, AJ Rogers, up the third spot, but he is getting worked over by the 51 of Dylan Blankenship. Blankenship on the inside.
The 40, he's been in racing for a cause before. I can't remember, was it Ishan?
Yeah, Ishan.
Or Etchen. I think it was Ishan. Gary Ishan.
Eshin. Gary E in the 4T.
That's right.
See?
There's another one that we're going to get corrected on, and then we'll forget after next week.
But I already forget.
Pretty sure it's Eshin.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Either way, it's good to see you back out on track, bud. You're doing a fabulous job on that X-side number 40 tonight. Paint scheme I haven't seen in a long time. Used to be in the number 99.
Oh, the 10 and the 17 get together.
Whoa.
17 goes around. We're going to find ourselves under caution. Just sideways enough went AJ Rogers to bring out the caution flag. Well, let's go on back. See the 51, the 17, and the 10 working on each other. The 10 comes in and maybe tries to put a bumper where there wasn't quite enough room. Now, one thing we'll find out right now is if he's going to take credit for it or not, because if he does, he'll go back to the end of the long line.
And of course, I don't know whose shredding paint's messing up, but I got a totally different paint scheme. Mr. Rogers there.
I'll just go with mine, but, you know.
I'm going to go with yours.
Yeah, just normal. And the 10 bringing it on down pit road. Serving out an EOL penalty, so he did take credit for that one. Sportsmanship. That's what that is right there. Hey, if you're going to cause one and you know you caused it, call it out. You know, take your whooping, move on back, work your way back up front.
As you know, most of our viewers probably know, Chris, but Racing for a Cause has a driver council, so if those guys don't own up to it anyway, it goes to the council. I don't know about heat racing, but, you know, the guys have been very respectful, though. And Andy, you know, when I talked to him about it, he's like, yeah, I don't even use the driver's council, really, because the guys just know.
Back under the green flag we go. Gary Yee with the lead again. And now the 51, Dylan Blankenship working the inside of Vod. Body, Matty V.
Fade. Matty V. We're on the final lap right now. Eshin's got the,
Ooh, little touch out of the Blankenship machine. He's going to take second, and here comes Wasaki. I think Doug Wasaki may have taken third. He did.
He did.
Wow.
That was
Hammered
outstanding.
down. Very, very cool stuff.
Well,
so,
just like that, man. Heat racing done. Now we're heading to warm up.
Yeah, field is set. We got 5 minutes to warm them up. Want to go ahead and thank everybody for coming out here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You're watching the Racing for a Cause Super Late Model East Coast Edition. And, man, this season is going by so quickly.
You know, it really is, Chris. I mean, when it first came on, I was looking at it going, I mean, here we are. This is actually race number 7 of the whole season. So, I mean, it's only 10 weeks long, man.
Yeah. And here we are, after tonight, we'll be 70% done with it.
Yeah.
And then who knows what we're going to do. Well, track temperature right now, Rick, 77 degrees. We'll see if that shifts off after this warm-up. Air temperature, 73, and thus my eyes deceive me. It is starting to get a little on the dark side out there.
It is. I love how that sun's just shining through, Chris, doing its thing.
pretty good shot. You can see just about the entire track from here, and it's pretty cool watching these things go around. But that being said, I think we're going to take a couple of seconds, jump on out of here, take a break, take a refresher, and get ready for some racing action. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we will be right back.
Sip to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Racely to the inside goes Logan Clapman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside as Trunkett goes off. De Jong into second place.
I'm going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
I tried, there's contact though.
Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Renner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schubert, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
Back live with about a minute 20 left before we get going under the green flag. And this practice session before that green flag has been entertaining to watch. These guys, I don't know if they're trying to find something, but man, we've seen a couple of cars go into the wall. We've seen them go upside down on the roof. It's been entertaining to say the least. Again, want to thank Troy Radford, tonight's race sponsor. Even though he's not here, Troy's such a big part of this league. And we are going to battle it out for 125 laps here tonight at Lanier, this 0.3 of a mile track. I'm not sure what the math is there. I'd have to do it. And maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. Not feeling all that great. Rick fed me coffee. I don't drink caffeine as a general rule.
You do now.
Yeah. No, I think not. Checkered flag in the air for the warm-up session, and that means we're getting ready to go green. This is going to be cool. This is the first time we've seen the starting lineup too, but I think it's, oh yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm liking what I'm seeing. It looks like it's going to be a good one here, Rick. Let's go ahead and get these things ready. On the pole tonight, it's going to be driver of the number 11, Brian Hacker, to his outside. He's a man down by the river. Living in that van, it's Andy Lambert in his number 72. Starting in third spot tonight, it's going to be Gary Eschen in his number 40. Andrew Hill in the 77, starting in fourth. Starting in fifth place tonight, the 87, Ryan Nolan. Dylan Blankenship in the 51 to his outside. Mike Holtzclaw, seventh place. Colin Ullman in the 67 in eighth. Doug Wasaki in ninth position. Matthew Spinks in 10th. Justin McDuff and Matt V 11th and 12th. Zach Coldbeer Coyer, Al Smith Jr. making up row number 7. Row 8 is the 17 of AJ Rogers and AJ Hamill. Row number 9 going to be Rex Hoyle and James McIntyre Jr. Row 10, Justin Rigsby and Mark Fravert. Row 11, Travis Wright, Chad Meadows, and Jeff Stiles bringing up shotgun position as we go under the green flag. Your leader right now, Brian Hacker, Rick.
And Brian Hacker got a really good start there, Chris. Doing what he has to do. He's got the 40 right behind him. Ooh, we're under caution already.
Caution on the field. And not even sure where it came from. Let's find out. Oh, it looks like Doug Wasaki was involved, so we'll go back and take a peek, see what happened to Doug. This was at the very start of the race. I'm going to make a bet here before we even see it. Break points are different for a lot of drivers. I'm thinking McDuff in the 20 may have gotten into him. We'll find out if I'm right. Boom, just like that. 45 goes around. Very, very little damage. Hardly any to speak of. The cars were not up to speed, and it was a very light hit. Nonetheless, for first caution of the night, allows everybody to kind of reevaluate that start because, well, not a lot changed there, Rick. Now's the time. If you're going to change it up, it's time. Skittle car, you're absolutely right. These guys did race locally here up in Vermont and over in, well, actually, Andrew Hill's still out there doing it. Ryan Nolan has since moved away from Vermont, then moved back, and then moved away again. But yeah, man, pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool seeing Airborne Raceway. Man.
Yeah, that's something that I didn't really expect to see pop up in chat there, Skill Car, but that's pretty cool. Are you from New York?
Pretty cool stuff, man. It's a small world after all. Especially up here in the Northeast.
I mean, that's almost as exciting as seeing somebody come in and be like, oh, man, Catamount Raceway.
Right?
Road, you know?
Yeah. Catamount, you got to go way back.
What are you saying, I'm old?
I'm saying I'm old because I really remember it.
You're older than me.
Rick, here's a little trivia for you. Who won the very first race at Catamount Raceway?
I don't know.
Ah, John Paul Cabana. Who won the very last race at Catamount Raceway?
Well, now are we talking about the last actual race or the Enduro?
The last actual race.
Because there was an Enduro that raced there after it closed.
Green flag. The last actual race was won by none other than John Paul Cabana.
Yeah. Cabana was a really, really good. I mean, my dad disliked him. Of course, my dad was a Tiller fan. Little Ducky Colonel. Cabana and Cabana, yeah, you're right.
My grandfather was also named John Paul. The two of them, very good friends. They had talked down on the pit road.
Is it John Paul or Jean Paul?
It's Jean. Jean Paul.
Jean Paul.
But yeah, the two of them, they would talk in French all the time. Of course, my grandfather worked with Bobby Dragon at IBM. Became good friends with him. Pretty cool stuff. Loved racing growing up, man, and that is what turned me on the short track racing. I'll never forget it. Ooh, some bumping and banging going on for about 5th spot between Andrew Hill and, Andrew Hill in the 72.
BBF under caution once again.
Caution flag waving. And again, speeds don't change very much here, so not sure who it was. We'll go back and take a peek. Yep, just not sure. So, under caution. I'm going to try that one more time. Oh, the AJ Rogers in the 17 goes around. Oh, the 81 clobbers into him. Wow. Wow. Big hit.
Now that's one track, Chris, I need to get to next summer. I don't know how I'm going to do it because I just got to make the time to do it, but I got to get back down the Devil's Bowl. When I lived in Virginia, man, we used to go down there all the time. And that track's a lot of fun. The problem is it's so far away from where I live now, but I got to do it.
Yeah, you know, and all the years, man, I was going to a race 2 weeks after I was born, and I still haven't gone to air. I've got to get down to the Devil's Bowl, man. I've got to get down to Devil's Bowl. Crazy.
It's been a long time since we got to do like a local thing. I mean, we always hit Thunder Road, man. Not always. I mean, I didn't get there at all this season, but I got to get over to Plattsburgh, over to Airborne. I got to get down the Devil's Bowl. I need some new hats.
Well, you know what happens if you buy a new hat?
I gotta buy two because I'm gonna ruin one at work. oh yeah, I'm supposed to throw one away.
Yeah, back under the green. Here we go. Brian Hacker trying to hold on to the lead. Gary Eschen on the outside, battling hard. You got Nolan and Hill, teammates, running in second row. Ryan Nolan has a bit of an advantage on that inside. Hill drops down to the inside to follow Ryan. The 22, Mike Holtzclaw, picking up fifth spot away from Andy Lambert. Lambert now looks like he's under the gun from Matthew Spinks. Spinks in the 35, trying to get to the inside of the 72. The 72 doing a good job on the outside, still holding position. Matthew Spinks gets a little sideways coming out of the corner. Now into 3 and 4. The outside lane may be coming in already here, Rick, as the 72 of Andy Lambert holding on strong.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot more guys that are running up towards that outside lane, Chris, and it's definitely starting to rubber in. It's still not the preferred lane, but these guys are able to do a little bit of work up there, and as the race goes along, it's just going to get better and better.
I don't know that it's ever going to be the lane, but certainly Andy Lambert proving that it's not horrible. It's not. Look, you're going to get freight trained. There's no question about that. But it's not going to be a quick freight train. It's actually even worse. It's going to be a slow freight train. And Jeremy, you know what, bud? We come down there, we're going to be looking for you. I'll even help you look over the cars. What the heck? You'll be like, no, that's illegal. But that's illegal. No, you can't do that. Let it go. Forget it. Racing's racing. Under caution.
Under caution.
And this one we caught Al Smith Jr. and Justin Rigsby. So we're going to have to go back and take a peek. Al Smith Jr. just about mid-pack here. You had Rigsby on the inside, Matt Vade on the inside. Rigsby makes a good move. Oh, gets into Vade and then bounces up into, oh man. Al Smith kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time. And Rigsby just touched him just a little bit. And that's all it takes here at Lanier. Get a little closer so we can see what some of these cars look like. Brian Hacker doing a fabulous job here so far. Remember, Brian Hacker won the West Coast Championship just a couple of races ago. And he did it by, what, a point?
A point. Yep, very, very close.
Comes into the night as the overall points leader. But Ryan Nolan winning last week. Hey, if you can get 90% out of your drivers, you're doing pretty good. Well, let's go through it here. Andrew Hill, we know he's on a crew. Andy Lambert does tires for Scott Dragon.
Yeah, the only Dragon that really matters to me, I mean, that was the guy who came to my house, sat in my simulator, put on my riff,
yeah, pretty
and
cool.
did a bunch of laps around Oxford, and he's like, wow, guys, the only thing that would make this better is if I could actually feel the car. But this is as close as it gets without getting into a real car.
Yep, that was pretty cool, Scott. Ooh, the 40 getting it loose just a little bit. The 40 looking. Now Hill gets loose. The top 4 battling it out hard here. Just a little further back, the 35, Matthew Spinks. He's held up on the outside, not where he wants to be. Goes really tight, and we are under caution one more time. Oh, big one. Not sure if McIntyre was involved with that one, but heavy damage. We're going to go back. McIntyre on the outside. That's the blue and yellow 81. Oh, it happened way in front of him. Cold Beer Coyer.
That's how the 10 go around, too.
The 10,
Travis, right?
yeah. The 10, let's key in on Travis right in the 10. We'll go back again.
Oh, no, he got hit by Cold Beer. Holy cow.
Looking for it, looking for it. We're watching the red and white number 10 on the top side. Ooh.
Oh, Dylan Blankenship got into Cold Beer Coyer.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it happened a little bit before that, too. So a little bit of a chain reaction going on. We're going to go back one more time. Now we're watching the black 51 Exxon on the hood. Down on the inside. He's behind the gray 15 of Zach Cold Beer Coyer. Trying to dissect this one. It's tough. Oh, yeah, the 51 gets into the left rear. And, man, what a chain reaction that starts. As we are under caution one more time. These guys having a hard time around this track. And we kind of saw that a little bit, Rick, during that warm-up. These guys were feeling pretty strong, but the cars were on the loose side. And, boy, it doesn't take a lot to make them come around. I want to go ahead and thank everybody once again for coming on out to the Turn 3 Racing Network. You are watching the Racing for a Cause late model, super late models even, the East Coast edition. If you missed the West Coast, make sure to check out the playlist right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Catch yourself up. It was pretty good. Linda, you're absolutely right. Ooh, and speaking of starting it, man, the 40 just launches. Gary Eschen leaving no doubt. It's supposed to be leader's call, but man, Eschen just dropped the hammer and he's gone. And he brought Andrew Hill along for the ride. Brian Hacker getting left behind a little bit there on the restart. And for that matter, so did Ryan Nolan back to 4th. So Gary says, hey, you know what? I have a fast car. I just got to be up front. And so he put himself up front.
And that clean air definitely working for the 40, Chris. I mean, he's got a little gap there in between him and Andrew Hill in the 77 machine. Brian Hacker's there trying to figure out a way around Hill right now. Got the inside.
Good line out of Hacker. Drops down to the inside. It took about a lap to develop, but man, the 11 holding on now, taking over second from Andrew Hill. And here comes Hill's teammate, the 87 of Ryan Nolan. He's locked on the back bumper of Hacker. He's not going to give up. He wants to get around the 77 of Hill.
That's just not Hacker. That's the Western champion.
That's the Western.
Brian
Yeah,
Hacker.
you're right. You're right.
Come on now. Equal Freedom Project.
Meanwhile,
Listen, Chris, you talked about this. So the season is going by so quick, you know. So November 20th, we're going to be at the Hoyle Historical Homestead 100 at New Smyrna. That's going to be a night race. That's going to be fun. And then we're heading over on December 11th to the pitroad.com 125 at South Boston under the lights. And then we're going to be finishing it off for the mission22.com Freedom 150. This is going to be the Eastern Overall Championship race at Five Flags, man. That's going to be on December 18th. And then these guys are going to be off for a little bit and starting the season in 2020 in February.
and that's it. That's all she wrote. Oh, Andy Lambert goes upside down. Oh, big time crash.
He wouldn't have done that if he was in a butter.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to
That
go,
will be out of my garage eventually.
we're gonna have to go back and take a look at this one. And I hate to say it, Rick, but this is a little bit of commentary curse. I wasn't saying his name, but I had gone back and was watching him.
I know.
We're watching the 72. Comes up high, the 54 already there. And over and over and over he goes. I'm going to throw out another name, reminding me a little bit of Beaver Dragon down the front stretch. Holy cow. 72, all kinds of torn up. And
That was actually at the last race too, wasn't it?
Well,
No.
No.
He didn't flip on the last race?
Oh, he did, but he flipped a lot.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of
Well,
one
yeah.
in particular. I thought the man was dead. Turns out he wasn't, and still alive now to this day.
God bless him.
Having some health concerns, but otherwise doing okay.
I remember, what was it, a couple years ago, you and I went over to the track walk. I bought a book. I gotta find that book. I don't know what I ever did with that book.
Yes.
Did I let you borrow it?
No, sir.
No.
I actually have my own.
That's right. We both bought books. I read it in a night. I couldn't put it down. Learning all about the beeve.
Yep. Cool man.
Widowmaker type crash. You're absolutely right. Coming out of turn 4.
Jeremy, I don't know if you've been to Thunder Road recently, but they have a wall all the way down the backstretch now, and that thing is just as bad as the Widowmaker. That thing comes right out and gets you. Oh, and it looks like the 40 maybe serving penalty as he jumped that last restart now. Getting the EOL end of line all the way back. And man, that one is going to hurt. I kind of figured that was going to happen as he jumped that restart. Pace car down, and Brian Hacker resumes the lead, but the 77 of Andrew Hill on the outside. Brian Hacker, Andrew Hill side by side, coming down the backstretch, now into turns 3. Colin Allman coming out of nowhere. Rick, he is in third spot. That guy, unbelievable short track driver. Watch out for the 67. The 22 goes down a little bit too low, and that backs up that inside line. Also, look at Matthew Spinks working his way steadily up the field. Now sitting in 6th spot in that number 35. A good run out of Matt tonight. The 11 really does have a challenge going on here. Andrew Hill will not let him go on that outside.
The interesting thing is that Andrew Hill working that outside lane. Now, we talked about that earlier, Chris. You know, it's really starting to come into play now. And Hill's really trying to make it work for him. At one point, he actually took over the first position, but Hacker was able to get around him once again.
Oh, and now this might be trouble for Hill because he's stuck on the outside. Colin Allman's got his front bumper glued to the back bumper of the 11, Brian Hacker. Matty V sticking his nose in there too. Running in 4th. Ryan Nolan in 5th.
These guys are starting to catch up to Chad Meadows there in that number 3.
Yeah, Chad is going to be in a spot here. Ooh, big time slowdown out of Matty V.
Allman got a little loose there, Chris, and that caused the 8 car to just have to get on the brakes really hard.
Yeah, they stacked up pretty hard there. No caution though. Good driving. And the 11 and the 77 are still getting it on. Here we are. Rick, the track is actually warming up here as the night continues on. Lights are on, and Hill takes over the lead. On the outside, the 77 gets it done.
I think that needs...
Oh, you're having too much fun. No such thing here on a Wednesday night with the Turn 3 Racing Network. Again, you're watching the Racing for a Cause Super Late Model East Coast Edition. This is the second half of the season, and we got one stopped on the inside wall. Rick, can't tell who that is. Maybe Doug Wasaki.
Might be, yeah, it's Wasaki.
Chad Meadows sticking it up as far as he can. Tries to stay out of the way of those lead lap cars as he drops one lap. Doug Wasaki was the man. He pulls it down onto pit road and then starts loading up the hauler as Doug Wasaki looking to be done for the night. Want to take a look here just a second at that overall points battle. Brian Hacker came into tonight as the points leader, the number 11, sitting in second spot. And I'm looking for... Oh my goodness. I didn't even realize it, Rick. AJ Hamill not on the racetrack. He is going to suffer a huge points loss here tonight.
That is going to be huge.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. AJ's been so consistent this season, and now not looking like he's even going to be able to finish this one. So, could be a huge night for Brian Hacker on the overall points as we go under the caution one more time. Looks like the 99 of Rigsby involved. So we'll go back and take a peek. Justin Rigsby on the outside, and that number 99. Oh, it all started way up ahead. The 3. He was the lap down car, trying to stay out of the way. Cold Beer Coyer involved in it as well, as they all stacked up. We'll go back with Chad Meadows and go back one more time, take a peek and see what he saw. Meadows running that top lane, trying to stay out of the way of everybody. And the 44 gets tight. Then he has a run on the outside and runs out of room. Oh, 99. Oh, the 15 into the 40. Oh, my goodness. Stacked them up tight. As we are under caution one more time, Andrew Hill has led the last 16 laps, Rick. He's getting it done in that 77, making the pass on the outside of Brian Hacker. Hacker's led 37 here tonight so far. The only other driver to lead laps here tonight is Eschen, who also has led 16 laps. Ryan Nolan with the fastest lap. Way back on lap number 9, a 13.264. Pretty darn close to qualifying times.
Very close.
You know, if we didn't do heat racing.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris, I tried to get a hold of AJ Hamill to see what happened, but he left the track so quick. But I found another guy, somebody you might know, some guy named Ricky Bobby, and this is what he had to say.
I'm Ricky Bobby. Don't chew Big Red, then you.
That's all he had.
That was it, huh?
That was it. I mean, he was down at the snack shack. He was looking for some Big Red. Nobody had any. He was a little upset.
Yeah, I've seen him, man. He gets really upset and doesn't know what to do with his hands.
That's very true.
Pace car drops off the track, and we are getting ready to go back on the green. Hill hits the accelerator pedal, and we are back into that green. Here comes Colin Allman trying to follow him through on the inside. The 11 has to try and do what Andrew Hill did last time. Hold on to that outside lane and try and make the pass. Don't know that it's going to happen. We're going almost 3 wide here at Lanier. Allman backs it down just a little bit to give the front 2 drivers a little bit of a chance to race, but I think the damage may have been done. The 11 stuck on the outside. Now the 77 able to pull up and use the track. The 67 pulls down to the inside. Colin Allman trying to get to the lead. Short track specialist, the 67, Colin Allman, has got himself a piece of the lead. Will he let it go? I don't think so. He is a ferocious driver here on short tracks, Rick, and my Lord, he has got 1 lap led already, and now he's really starting to put the laps down. He is going to take this one totally clear. Brian Hacker falls in the 3rd spot. He's got Matty V right behind him, though, in the number 8, along with Ryan Nolan. Justin McDuff behind him in the 20 car. A little bit of damage to the front end of that one. And Al Smith Jr. doing a clever job of getting back inside the top 10, running 7th in that 96 after being involved in a caution. Speaking of, here we are again, the 85 dead stop on the track. We'll find out what happened. Ooh, 85 gets loose, goes down to the inside. Got AJ Rogers right behind him in the 17. 17 takes it down low. Oh, a little bit of contact, and then the 85 goes around. Oh, the 99 just can't catch a break. Gets into the left front. Puts the 85 pointing back in the right direction. And we continue on here under caution. Your race leader, Colin Allman, with Andrew Hill on the outside. A little bit of a caution fest here tonight. Not like these guys here at the Racing for a Cause, but, you know, it's short track racing. A lot of cars out there on track. You know, a lot of different styles of racing, I think, Rick. Different brake points, different acceleration points, and all these things make a difference out on track. And I think we've seen that here a couple of times.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Chris. I mean, everybody takes each track a little differently here at Lanier. I mean, we're seeing two lines come into play. So, I mean, obviously guys are, you know, the guys that are on the outside have to be kind of cautious going in. You know, like you said, the brake points are different, the acceleration points. Some guys like to roll it through the corner just a little bit more. Others kind of just power through, do what they have to do. So I think we're definitely seeing it. I mean, the cautions are there tonight, but we're on lap we're on lap 82 of 125.
Easy for you to say.
Not really. 44 laps left to go if my math is correct.
I'm just going to go with it.
Just going to let it go.
Pace car lights are off. And we're looking to have a battle here. Last time Andrew Hill started on the outside, he was able to hold on and take over the lead. This time he's got the 67 of Colin Allman to his inside. Pace car drops down in. We drop down into cockpit view, and as we go back under the green with Colin Allman, we're going to take a ride around this very short track, maybe do a couple laps with him here as he holds on to that bottom side. The 77 still there. Now he's freed up and he goes way up to the top, back on the brakes hard, getting that thing to whoa up, back on the gas, and there's no feathering there. He is getting on it. Colin Allman has some tires, and look at him jerk that steering wheel around, making sure that car stays put underneath him. Down the backstretch one more time. Into turns 3 and 4. Laps here so fast. And this is what it looks like from this side. Pretty cool pictures here. Look at the gap Allman's starting to put it together already here as we go under caution. Oh, it's a big one once again. Well, we'll pick on, who are we going to pick on? Well, we'll go with Jeffrey Stiles. We're going to watch the 85. He's working the inside right behind Rigsby in the 99. Zach Colbier-Coyer to the outside. Oh, this one happened a little bit further ahead. Looked like the 51 got into the 22 and started a chain reaction. Bringing out caution once again. Hey, want to make sure to send out another thank you to Troy Radford, tonight's race sponsor, unable to make the race here tonight. We're assuming due to work. But definitely, please feel free to go out, check out his sponsor. It's been listed right under the description. But in case you don't want to read, it's www.kidney.org. Rick, thank you for putting that up in chat one more time for us. You know that thing is near and dear to his heart as a kidney donor, and my father being a recipient of a kidney donation. Twice over, actually. Don't talk about that very often. But we hardly ever celebrate his birthday now. Now we celebrate his live day. It's the anniversary of that kidney transplant, the second one that actually took and saved him. Cool thing about my dad, Rick, and you've seen this, you would never know the adversity that man has been through with his health in his lifetime, because when it comes down to it, all he really wants to do is work.
You're absolutely right.
I don't know where I get it from.
I do.
Well, pace car lights are off, Rick, and this thing's starting to wind down here. Colin Allman to the inside, Brian Hacker in the 11 to the outside. Then it's Hill and Vaude, or Vade, or Matty V. We are back under the green. Oh, no! Brian Hacker goes around in front of a lot of cars. Holds on to it, though. Unbelievable driving. Oh, it's getting bad again. It started with Brian Hacker as he lost control of the car, but that just stacked up everybody else. And man, oh man, did we see some big ones happening behind him. I'm going to go on board and watch with Matthew Spinks, or actually we're going to do it from the outside, but man, watch this stuff. So we see the 11, and then everybody kind of stacks up. They're looking for those positions. The 35, the 17, 44. Oh, man. The 8. Zach Coyer gets hit when the 8 comes around, just for good measure. Poor Coyer hasn't been able to find a section of this track he hasn't gotten hit in. Short track racing, and then when that stuff happens up front, you've got no place to go. Going to be interesting to see who takes the call on that one. If you're just tuning in, we're watching the Racing for a Cause Super Late Model Series East Coast Edition right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We're coming live from Lanier National Speedway, a 0.3 of a mile track. It's a night race, and track temperature is starting to cool down one more time. Yeah, there's been a lot of that here tonight.
That there has.
I don't know if it's impatience or just the sheer number of vehicles out on track.
It's a pace car!
Oh, no.
What for? Because you hit every other damn thing out there, I want you to be perfect.
Terry Foster from Blazing Pedals checking in, bud. How you doing? Good to see you. Not gonna lie, I missed you. Haven't been talking to you.
Yeah, what's up with that?
You'd think you'd at least, you know, like, say hi once in a while, or, you know, give you files or something.
Well, you know, Chris, you mentioned it earlier, you know, these guys spitting out and hitting a lot of things. Well, there's just one thing left to say on that.
Hit the pace car!
Yeah.
What for? Because you hit every other damn thing out there, I want you to be perfect.
Yeah, we kind of heard that one already, Rick.
When?
Because you hit the button and it comes over, but that's how it works.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so I shouldn't be playing with my sound files while we're broadcasting is what you're saying.
Probably not.
10-4.
Yeah.
I don't remember what button is which anymore. I gotta write this stuff down.
It sucks getting old.
It does, man. I'm like, you know, I got all these sound bites that, you know, I have all set up, and I'm like sitting there like, I don't remember what this one is. And
Pace car's off. Single file restart due to the number of cautions, and Colin Allman gets a freebie. As Andrew Hill in second spot. That is one thing we haven't really seen this season, Rick, but because of the number of cautions, these guys will go single file if they have to, and that's exactly what we just saw.
That's another cool rule that I think that Andy, you know, and the guys really thought out, and it helps settle things down just a little bit. It really does work.
Yeah, it does. Ooh, Andrew Hill with a great line right there, catching that yellow line just enough to help him turn. Good racing out of the 77. And then gets loose on the front stretch. Colin Allman, your race leader in that 67. And man, what a night he's been having. Started tonight in 10th spot, or excuse me, in 8th spot, fell back to 10th, and then worked his way up to first position. A good run out of Hill. Or excuse me, out of Colin Allman. Andrew Hill. He started in 4th, fell back to 5th, worked his way up to 1st for a while. Andrew Hill has led 21 laps of this event. Currently finds himself in 2nd place. Ryan Nolan started in 5th, and that's the lowest he's been all night. Right now, sitting in 3rd, the highest he's been. Behind him, Justin McDuff started 11th, made a fall all the way back to 23rd, but then worked his way up with the damage and everything to 4th place. Brian Hacker led a bunch of them here. 37 laps, in fact. But right now, he finds himself in 5th place, the lowest he's been all night. Al Smith Jr. started 14th, fell back to 23rd at one point after some damage. You see that on the front of his car. Right now, he's running in 6th. Travis Wright started 21st, has worked his way up to 7th position. Mike Holtzclaw started 7th, fell back to 15th, and his highest tonight was 5th. Right now, running in 8th spot. Mark Farber in the 44 started 20th position. The 44 fell back 1, but then started climbing his way up through the field, and right now running in 9th position after a high of 8th position. Jeffrey Stiles rounding out the top 10. His lowest was his starting spot, 23rd position. Like I said, right now rounding out that top 10, Rick. So a lot of moves from the top 10 drivers.
And I mean, it's been crazy because they've just been going all over the place, but lots of big things changing.
Yeah, working on next season. So am I. I've been doing a lot of 12-inch curls, or 12-ounce curls, excuse me, trying to get in shape for next season, Terry. And I promise you, by the time it hits, I am gonna be good. I'm gonna be right arm stronger than ever before.
And practicing for the 24 crit, we gotta figure out, are we gonna be doing the 24-hour or what?
I don't know, man. I mean, we're talking, what, February? We've got some time.
We have time, but I want to get on it, man. We got to find some more drivers because I am not doing that early one where you're supposed to come in and take me over, but I can't get you out of bed.
Well, here's the thing. Like, right now, I would have to take the steering wheel and pedals into the shop, blow 2.5 inches of dust off of them.
Okay.
Plug them in. Plug in the VR. Get the VR driver set up. Get the steering wheel driver set up. And I still wouldn't be comfortable because I don't have my Baru, which is in your garage, waiting for Andy to pick up. Oh, speaking of Andy finished within the top 25 tonight at 23rd. He won in a Baru.
Unless he doesn't get it, I know where it can go. We got to get some screws for it, or we got to find Andy to see if he knows where they are still.
I mean, if he doesn't want it, we could bring it back. I could throw one of the... Well, I could throw together a room pretty quick.
You were going to say you're going to throw one of the kids out. What? Wait a minute.
Get out, kids. Oh, yeah, sure, Terry. We're available. You know that. We'll do anything for you guys. If it's race 24-hour event, I'll do it solo. I don't care. Just don't ask me to try and wake up.
No, don't.
Call it
I
all.
still have that smell in my room from when you did, and I had to pee in a jug.
Hey, with your septic problems, buddy, I'm pretty sure that's not what that smell is, but we'll go with that. Colin Allman out front in that 67. He is starting to pull a huge lead out of this one. 2.8 seconds over second place runner now, Ryan Nolan, who took over second spot from Andrew Hill. Hill still in third. 11 of Brian Hacker worked his way back up to fourth, and that may be all he's going to get out of tonight as we are down to 3 laps to go. Make it 2 as Colin Allman crosses the start-finish line. This one's going to be done soon. Look at the gap that he has put on the rest of the field. My Lord.
It's huge.
Allman crosses the start-finish line, picks up the white flag. Through turns 1 and 2, now hitting the backstretch. Less than 0.3 of a mile to go. Turns 3 and 4 to the front stretch. Your winner tonight going to be Colin Allman. Second place going to belong to the 87 of Ryan Nolan. And third place, Andrew Hill. Brian Hacker picks up fourth. Justin McDuff, top 5. So it took a little bit to get there tonight. A little coaxing. But these guys finishing it up strong. And your race winner, Colin Allman in the 67. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to let him burn it down. We're going to take a break. Come right back for some post-race interviews. Don't you dare go away. Back live right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we just watched 40 miles, 125 laps. Man, 125 laps to make 40 miles, Rick. 0.3 of a mile action here at Lanier, and it is all done. We have a race winner.
I'm trying to figure out where the laps went, to be honest with you, because I blinked and you're like 3 laps left to go, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, it happens quick, man. Hey, let's get third place finisher Andrew Hill up here. Andrew, Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, sure can, bud. Hey, it's been a long, long time since we've had the chance to talk. Congratulations on bringing that thing home third place tonight.
Yeah, thanks. It was a fun race.
It was fun. It was really fun. You led some laps here, 21 of them tonight. The car looked a little bit on the sketchy side tonight. Can you take me through your setup?
Yeah, it was pretty free off sometimes. A little unpredictable for me. But other than that, I think it was okay.
Yeah, I don't think it was just you, bud, but man, it was wicked to see you out there racing. Hey, let's talk real life racing for just a second. I kind of fell off the Thunder Road bandwagon. I only got to see, I think, 2 or 3 live races this year. How did your team end up?
We kind of redeemed ourselves. Came back when we got the late model championship, so it was a good year.
I knew that. I just wanted you to say it. Congratulations to you on that, bud. That's awesome stuff. Anybody on the 77 that you need to thank tonight?
Boy, I mean, I still have American Heart Association. I still support them. So hopefully it was a good race for them. Hopefully I can get another race under their name here coming up, sponsor next season.
Perfect. Andrew, it was good to talk to you, bud. It's been too long. Don't let it be that long again.
Yeah, I won't. Thank you, guys.
All right, bud. We'll see you.
Bye.
Andrew Hill, driver of the number 77, bringing it home in third place. Second place belongs
like the Vermont crew.
Yeah, talk about the Vermont crew. No kidding. Second place. Last week's winner, the 87, Ryan Nolan. Ryan, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I've got you guys. You hear me?
Oh, certainly do, bud. Listen, it was a pretty good race out there amongst the top drivers anyways, and man, you were kind of working your way forward. You ended up finishing in the highest spot that you made all night, second place. Got to feel good kind of having 2 really good races back to back.
Yeah, it was a good race for us. It was tough, and I really wanted a long run there, but kind of took what we had, and a couple of the guys in front of us got together and gave us a position. So, but I'll certainly take them no matter what.
Yeah, a lot of fun out there. Again, like I said, the 87, really the last couple of weeks, man, you are coming right on. And I don't know if you're going to have a shot at the overall because you started the season a little late, but certainly you're looking good for the East Coast side.
Yeah, I'm just honestly taking it race by race and just trying to have fun, and whatever the points, wherever they end up is fine by me. I don't really care, but I just want to go out and race for wins, and luckily we've been able to do that, so it's been good.
All right, bud. Anybody on the 87 that you need to thank tonight?
My wife, my parents, and my cats, Diego and Gracie.
All right. Very good, man. Thank you very much for joining us up here tonight, Ryan, and good race, man.
Thank you.
The 87 bringing it home in second spot, and that leaves us with just one more guy to talk to. It's going to be Colin Allman in the number 67. You know, that's one thing these guys have in common. You got the 67, the 77, and the 87 running 1, 2,
I was going to mention that. It's kind of weird.
And I just happened to notice that. That's kind of cool. But we do have the 67 up here with us. Colin, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Absolutely fantastic racing out of you tonight, my friend. And man, you come back after a little bit of an absence. You end up leading 51 laps here tonight and winning the race. First of all, where have you been? And second of all, welcome back. And third, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, we the Sim Auto Racing Association just started back up, and I have guys that on Front Stretch Mafia that are racing tonight. We've been really busy with that getting going, but I wasn't actually planning on running tonight, but came in with a couple minutes left in practice, got a practice lap, and then unfortunately had to miss the drivers meeting, so I had to start back in the heat race. Went from 7th to 3rd and ended up 8th, and eventful race for sure, but luckily it was pretty uneventful for us. We were in front of most of the wrecks, thankfully, and came home with the win tonight.
Yeah, it was really good to see you out there, Colin, man. It's been too long. Congratulations once again on that win. I know you kind of picked out a couple already, but anybody on the 67 you need to thank?
No, just the guys at Front Stretch Mafia. Good luck to our guys running the other league tonight. Got to get some of my other guys to come run. Hopefully we can get some clean racing in and have some fun.
All right, bud. Well, listen, congratulations once again, man. What a hell of a race for you.
All right, thank you, guys.
And that was Colin Allman, driver of the number 67, getting it done here tonight, Rick. And it happened quick. 40 miles, short track racing, certainly some tempers, some ill-handling cars out there. But at the end of the day, short track racing, exciting and fun to watch.
That's what I was going to say, man. I mean, it just sounds like a short track to me. And these guys, I mean, they did a good job. All the cautions aside, it's a tough track. It's a small track. There was a lot of drivers, Chris. I mean, congratulations to Andy for having such a huge car count here at a small track. And I think they did a fabulous job for that amount of cars on the track.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is going to do it right here from the Turn 3 Racing Network. You've been watching the Racing for a Cause Super Late Model East Coast Edition right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Can't thank you all enough for coming on out and saying hi. It's been a great, great time with you, and we look forward to doing it again right here next Monday night. Chase race number 2 for the NSA, and my goodness, we're bringing a lot of horsepower to Myrtle Beach.
Track. Yeah, Myrtle Beach, baby. That's going to be fun.
That's going to be fun. Till next Monday, Rick and I saying have a good night.
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake.